Welcome to Mainly Stories podcast.
Because it already started.
Mate,
we're just straight into it.
Too hungover for nonsense. Look at those fucking... What are those? Barley Prada?
No, they're real.
Look at who's a highfalutin motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I wanted to impress all the followers and viewers at home.
So you can fucking afford the Clearway, is what you're telling me.
Yes, the money wasn't... Let's be very clear, the money was a frustration tomorrow, but was in no way the biggest grievance I had.
Yeah, that was fair.
Yeah.
Well, this is Jet Nye, the Crash Out King himself.
I like that title better than fucking the comedy guy, let me tell you.
Jet Nye, the comedy guy, sucks.
No, it's terrible.
I've seen many... Who brought you up, like?
Dude, it started with Lily Geddes did it when she was emceeing at Sellers once, and then fucking... Caleb must have saw it, and then he did, and then a bunch of people came up to me and were like, are you asking for that?
Yeah, like, is that fucking...
I'm like, no, I would never fucking do something so sad.
Yeah, that's
And then I got pissed off because I was like, I didn't realise people this whole time were thinking I've been asking.
Yeah, you're like, hey, actually bring me on as Jet Nye, the comedy guy.
Yeah, so now the guys do it just to piss me off. And it's caught on, like, other people see, like, fucking...
I mean, it's a pretty simple bit. Like, we're all fucking...
No, it's hack.
Yeah, it's hack. It's hack for sure. At least it's better. Did you meet my mate Jacob with the mullet, who was here for Comedy Fest on the Saturday?
Yeah, they were funny.
So the first time I met him, like I've never met him before, and the guy on the who's emceeing goes, "Give it up, this guy, he's a wild man for Jihadi Jacob." And
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, what? And he didn't know the guy. And he just went up on stage. How do you follow that up?
I did one time when I was emceeing Nevermind. I think it was 9/11.
Yeah.
And I said Ajit was next, and I introduced him. I said, "Your next act is one of the kids of the pilots that was in the plane."
That's so nuts.
And he just crashed out on me. Fair enough for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was funny.
That is funny. That's very funny.
That's what I think you have to do as an MC. You have to introduce the comics in a way that they can naturally...
that they can play a bit with, for sure.
Yeah.
Because like when I've MC'd, and I'm a very shit MC, as we know...
oh, no, I would never say that.
No, to my face. Yeah, exactly. But no, like you get sick of being like, this next guy, super, super funny. This next guy, a good friend of mine. This next girl, like, you know what I mean? You got to sort of mix it up.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, man.
But some people take it real personal. They get all sensitive about it.
Yeah,
you know?
but that's like, I asked a guy, I did a show on Australia Day, and he has like long grey hair.
Yeah.
So I made a joke about, and all he kept asking the audience was sex questions. The whole show.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you reckon he's like going to do a colonisation themed orgy after this? Like, I can see him just in the Captain Cook's wig, just fucking... And he was like, brilliant.
My thing is, if you're a comic and you're going to get upset over a joke,
well, that's like roast battle we were talking about last night, man. Like, who the fuck would actually care about a roast joke?
No, I'll tell you... No, because nobody would ever beat me in a roast battle. I'm putting that on the record. That,
so you're claiming right here and now to the fans at home that no one in Melbourne can beat you in a roast?
Let me tell you, What
about a gong show? I just had to twist the screen.
That was really... You should do that on stage.
Yeah,
that
better
was
than
good.
My material.
No, well, you know. But, no, I was robbed, and... look, I'm happy to say I was robbed for the viewers. But anyway, my point is... that, you know, I was in too many Xbox Live party chats growing up to not be an excellent roaster.
Do you ever do that thing like, what was it? It's like, what's the sound of like, what does a horse do when you slap its ass? And then they just kick you from the party?
Oh, mate, no, the best one is, what's the shape of Italy?
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for, yeah. I couldn't think of what it was, but my mates used to do that to me all the time. Yeah. And it used to enrage me.
Oh my God, and then you make the party invite only, and they're fucking, it's like a mutiny, someone's trying to start a party, and they're inviting everyone else.
And then you invite,
Mate, that's golden.
Mate, I got my RuneScape account hacked when I was in like year 4, and that was big. I told him, mate, he was like, oh yeah, I can get you whatever fucking sword it was. And he stole my account. He was like, suck shit, eat a dick.
Dude,
I was furious.
I remember that happened to me one time. It was year 7 with Call of Duty Black Ops, and I glitched to get the zombie maps, all the zombie maps, and I was like shitting on my mate's friend, like giving him a hard time, brutally, like just, you know, as you do online.
Yeah, right? Just like, who's this fucking
loser? And an hour goes by, my DSL disconnects, and my fucking memory on my Xbox wiped.
What?
And he hacked me. Right?
He actually probably hacked you. That's crazy.
And I went to school the next day and I cried. to my friend. I was so upset, dude.
Like, God damn it, I shouldn't have.
Dude, I was so mad. I was like, your friend, what are you going to do? He's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like,
was it like an online Xbox friend only though? Like, it's not like hanging out.
It wasn't like a, they had those, man. Fucking.
Yeah, they're like just people that you met on a game chat. You're like, you're cool.
Dude, sometimes
come join our party.
Sometimes that's how you meet your best mates, dude. I've met a lot of my mates growing up just through like vicariously playing COD with some random stranger, and then And
then I try and do it today, and people call me a pedophile. But anyway, that's a different story.
Mate, it was a different time. Because, like, you're around the same age as me, like, back in, like, 27.
Yeah, so similar.
So like, at Halo 3 back in the day, like, you'd join parties. This is back when they didn't have Australian lobbies. So you'd be playing with, like, black kids in Chicago.
Yeah,
and,
dude, it was crazy.
Some, like, racists in Minnesota, and it's like, you're just some little Australian kid.
Video games are the great equalizer, because everyone was equally racist in those group chats.
Well,
and just horrific to each other.
Dude, I remember as well, when I was 11, I'd just got an Xbox Live party chat, and my mum heard me talking to these guys on Xbox in the living room, and my mum was like, oh, you're having fun? I was like, oh, Mum, come talk to my friends.
And did they fucking
Mate, they're grown men, dude. My mum, I don't even know what was said. All I remember is it was Halo. I passed my mum the headset.
Anymore.
I passed my mum the headset. She listens to them for 10 seconds. She takes off. She goes, I don't think you should speak to them anymore. And then left the room all sad as.
You're like, God damn it, fuck it. Yeah, we used to have did you ever see, you were probably the crash out friend. We'd have mates be like swearing and shit, and then their parents would be like, what are you doing? Stop saying that. And then one of my mates turns around and he just goes, Mum, shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Oh,
I was
mate.
like, ooh.
Dude, no, I was bad. I was your atypical white kid.
Yeah, raging on
doors, holes, and everything.
Everyone's put a hole in a wall and smashed a controller or two. That's par for the course.
Well, that's white privilege.
Exactly. Knowing that you can go and buy another controller from fucking what was cash converters?
Yeah. No, it's, but yeah, no, fuck, jeez.
How did we get onto that?
How do we even segue from that?
Man,
do you have topics or something?
No,
for the
it's
show,
chat shit, man. I got the fear right now. I was fucking way too comfortable at the Exford talking to...
how it was last night?
Oh, man, it was fun, but I just got blind. And you know John Amos? Yeah. I just sat down next to him. I was like, listen, bro, I got to tell you, I'm going to be where you are real soon.
Did you open it with a hello, or how's it going, or it's just straight away?
I think it was who are you, and he was like, oh man, it was John Amos.
He hit you with a who are you? Oh no, you said that to him.
No, I sat down next to him. I was like, hey man, how you doing? Who are you? Or something, because people were like,
I don't give a fuck who you are. If you turn to me and you say, who are you? Shin. Who are you?
I think it was because people were telling me not to go and talk to him. I was like, why not? Who the fuck is he? And then I was like, oh, hey man, how you doing? Good to meet you. My name's Alex. People are telling me that I shouldn't talk to you. Fucks up with that. And he was like, I'm pretty famous. And I was like, listen, bro, sit down.
Oh my God.
And I like made him stay there with me for an hour.
I'm pretty famous, and everything about him, I can't stand the bloke.
No, he was a legend, man. He gave me some really good advice, but his mate was roasting me. And then I crashed out on his mate. I was like, you fucking idiot, you suck.
Yeah.
And then he showed me his Instagram. He's got like 150K, and I was like,
oh man, I don't
but anyway.
The follow account means nothing.
I got the fear, though. I woke up today, I was like, should I have done that? But then Jake, who was just here, he was like, yeah, one year I went up to Greg Foote, who's big deal.
Yeah,
and he was like, Jake dared me to just go up, tap him on the shoulder and be like, hi. And just stand there. And he did it. And he was like, yeah. Everyone gets fucked up at the Exford.
Dude, if you're a comic and somebody comes up to you and does that, I kind of feel like you have to think that's funny.
Well, apparently he was like, why did you do that? He was like, because he told me to. And he was like, did you think it was funny? He's like, yeah.
I think it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Fucking.
But yeah, last night was the only night that I let myself, get a bit out of control. But that's all right.
So you're going to be soft tonight, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because just to be clear, Alex is, I don't know when this is coming, but he's going to be coming to my show after this. And I want to make it clear that it's my show.
It's your show, not your. I thought it was Yordy's show. Who's been on this podcast?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. He's a fucking hack.
Yeah, no, you want to talk about hacks. No, actually, you know what? For the next 35 minutes, I'm just going to air out grievances.
All right, let's air out grievances. This is what I want. You know what I was thinking as well today? Our banter when we crash out at each other would make for excellent podcasting. Like, if that was a regular weekly show of us just fucking yelling at each other, I think people would watch it. I don't think it'd be good for us.
Lamenting the fact yesterday that I didn't film me in the car on the way
Mate,
to La
it was
La
so
yesterday.
funny, dude.
I was like, I
think
knew
Josh
I was in that state.
Was I mean to Josh?
No, this is your thing. You think you're mean. You think you got to check in with everyone. Like, you just said to me last night 6 times, "Oh yeah, we're still cool, yeah."
Yeah, but that's because you texted me the next day. I was trolling you, you fucking loser.
No, you were being dead serious.
Nah, I don't care about you at all, brother. You're a fucking idiot.
No, but,
robbed anyway.
Yeah, no, it's just, you know.
Are you having a better day today?
You see, you just got to go on, huh?
Did you drive here? Because that is a clear
I did,
way.
and don't play with me.
I think Jake has parked in the clearway. I'm not even shitting you.
For context, because I don't know we actually
we
spoke
don't.
about
So
it.
Jet yesterday, where were you in the city?
I was literally around the corner from my place. I thought I'd just stop in at the pub on the way, literally a minute from my house, and just stop.
Just have a beer, yeah.
Yeah. So stopped in a clearway, didn't realise it, come out 30 minutes later and my car is gone. And they don't leave a... This is the thing that annoys me. They
don't leave a note.
There's not a, hey, we fucking took your car. It's just gone.
It'd be stolen. What the fuck? Yeah.
So, unfortunately, my friend works in towing. So I called him and I said, hey, what am I supposed to do? And he gave me the number and everything. But I had to get to this fucking gong show in 30 minutes. So it's a run home, change, get an Uber. But yeah, and then you get robbed.
And then you get robbed, and then I start trolling you and chirping you, and then you fucking lose your shit in the car.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
It was great. I loved last night. Last night was so much fun.
I
did rough at Clyde.
Yeah. Oh, mate,
I love that video of you hitting the kid's hat off.
Dude, I crashed out.
I thought you took his shoes. For some reason, I thought you.
No, he was wearing socks and Birkenstocks.
But I crashed out. That little fucker was sitting in the front row, and then he was like talking to his mate. I was like, "Oi, you! Get the fuck out of here! You fucking don't look even old enough."
The kid kept doing this like sarcastic, high-pitched laugh, and I said, "You do that again, I'll kick your balls so far up into your fucking throat that'll be your real laugh, cunt."
Well, this is Jet Nye, ladies and gentlemen. You see why we call him the Crash Out King.
So this is the thing I was thinking about, because there's a lot of people that probably look at that video and go, God, how does Jet have the confidence to antagonise a group of 20 young men? And the thing is being my stature, nobody would dare try.
Please. And you're a fucking snowflake, mate. You're a little fucking bitch, and everyone knows it. You're in a fucking cotton polo.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're wearing
what's wrong?
High-waisted pants and a tucked-in cotton polo. Grow up.
You're
Terry Tough. You're Terry Tough cunt with your
I'm
cotton
the most
polo.
debonnaire man in Melbourne comedy. I want to be really clear. You know?
Oh, is that the title that you're taking? You want to get rid of Crash Out King and go for most debonair?
Like Pequeño los dos. I can't be both.
Nah, that's not allowed. You got to choose one, mate.
I prefer Crash Out King. One time I did crash out. Let me tell you, this is a good story. I crashed out at Itty Bitty one time.
That's not the place that you want to fucking crash
because there was an Irish crowd and all they did was just talk to the acts. And I'd had a few beers and I turned to Oscar and I said, you're going to want to watch this. And I literally just went up next and I said, oi, you with the fucking hairline that looks like a 20-year-old Jason Statham, you shut your fucking mouth when I talk, right?
That's awesome.
And he goes, oh no, he starts to get all right up and then his girlfriend's there and she starts to yell, I said, hey, you're not hot enough to interrupt my act, all right? Sit down.
God, how did you not get bashed?
Oh, well, it got, towards the end, some guy gave me a sarcastic clap and a laugh. I said,
like, fuck it.
I said, fucking Four Eyes, take your glasses off, we'll go outside and settle this, huh?
Mate, you need to have you ever fucking had anger management treatment or something?
No, comedy is my anger management. Yeah. I get to express myself on stage yelling, and it's funny. You know?
It is funny. It is.
And this
funny.
is why I don't know.
And they don't know that you're serious. Like, I will come into the crowd, and I will punch you in the head.
Well, I probably won't.
No, you're not going to do.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, like people always go to me, oh, you shouldn't yell at the audience or yell at the crowd. It's like if it's in good fun, like nobody's getting fucking a hard time.
That's the whole thing. I don't understand why people get mad. I mean, the Gong Show yesterday was different, but that guy, Indian fella, who was doing really well and getting last, but 5 people decided, no, he's offensive. It's like, you're here to watch comedy. What are you doing? Like, he's good at comedy. I talked to him. He's been doing it for 12 years.
He's really good.
Yeah, like really
the other day. He's
at
like
the lounge, yeah.
But some girl came up to me like yesterday after that show, and she goes, "Oh, I put the plate up because you had some like sexist material." I don't mention women in my set.
I don't think I've seen you ever do a sexist joke.
No, I would never.
Yeah.
I would never make a joke about a woman at their expense.
Go on, make one now.
I wouldn't. I couldn't even.
I don't understand what's funny about it.
I love them so much that the thought of even making fun of them.
I really want to be a dick right now, but I don't.
If you want to see Alex get glassed live,
I mean, look, it'd be good for the fucking viewership, I reckon.
Sitting at work pretty much every day during this festival going, fuck, I'm literally depressed. Like, this is so sad.
But do you get real bad hangovers?
No, it's more, yes, but not, like, it's been a while since I had a really bad physical one. It's more mental now.
Yeah,
as I
mine's
get
just
older,
anxiety.
I get real fucking down. But the thing is, what am I going to do? I'm going to come to a gig and not get pissed? What am I, stupid?
What am I, a fucking loser?
Yeah.
We're back on.
I
pod.
did.
I look like a fucking whale in this shirt. That's alright. Jesus Christ, mate. That's the other thing. All this beer, I can probably gain 5-6 kilos over the festival.
Yeah, that must suck, huh?
Oh
no! But on that topic, I said to a guy earlier this week, it's like, oh, I'll come help you with your gig, but just be clear, I'm going to be smashed.
Yeah, like I'll come for sure.
And they're like, oh, I don't know about that. It's going to be like family friendly. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, I can still do stand up drunk.
What am I, a lunatic?
Yeah,
I'm not going to fucking
pull my dick out. Like,
what, do this
if you were like,
sober.
I'm going to be on mushrooms, then I could see and be like, okay, fair enough. But yeah.
It would be a real test if I'd be like, hey, I'll do your room, but I'm going to be on crack.
You should do it. Go get on crack right now and then go to your room. Give it a dry run.
How bad could it be?
What's the worst that could happen? Realistically. You talk too fast.
Where would you even get crack, like proper crack in Australia?
Well, St Kilda.
Yeah, look, I'm sure, if I ask, I reckon there's probably 2 degrees of separation between being crack.
Yeah, we're only fucking like probably 50 metres away from it now. We just don't know. Sort of thing. Yeah, how are you finding running a room? Because it's the first time you've done it, right?
I hate it.
You don't like it?
I hate it so much, dude. I don't even do it I thought for the point of doing it was to like get better as a comic and like get more stage time. But
well, it does help.
But but I'm so stressed about like whether the room's going well and whether like I brought the comics out, whether it was worth their time, like organising everything going on, like is the bar okay with what we're doing? I don't even give a fuck about my set, you know?
Yeah, you're not thinking of stand up because but I think it's an experience that comics should go through. Is because it's easy to rock up to a gig, get drunk, and then just do some stand up for 5 minutes and be like, this sucks. But when you're running it, you're like, have I marketed it properly? Is it fucking, are the comics in the right order? Like,
yeah, well, you definitely like it's really good for the networking aspect because people remember who you are, they know you, and you meet other bunch of people that way, you get to know them better. Yeah. So like for that, and that's
what Andrew Portelli said to me. He's like, he described it, and I've said this before on the podcast. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I'm not that interesting. So he said, he's like, you think of it like this: you got to give to the scene, then the scene will give to you, and then eventually you get good enough that you're getting given, like you don't have to give as much to get the same thing back. You know what I mean? So it's like a push-pull kind of thing.
That's very profound.
I think so. I think it is true, because you can't just rock up to gigs and expect everyone to book you.
Well, that's more of it's an analogy for life as well. Right?
Oh, for sure.
The more you give, the more you get back. It's karma and whatnot. So
100%. But yeah, like that's why I started running rooms, is because I couldn't get spots. And so I started running a room, and then instantly everyone's like, "Oh, you're
Queensland."
Yeah,
right.
No one would book me, and then the day I opened the room, I got 4 gigs the next week.
It is but I've heard it's like that everywhere except Melbourne, really. Like
even in Melbourne, people trade spots.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's to the point where you literally can't get rooms unless you have a room to trade in. Like Queensland, Perth is like that as well, I hear.
Yeah. I think that's just the Australian comedy scene in general. Like that's how people operate, kind of thing. But
I'm going to Perth in 3 weeks to do a few sets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
very nice.
Going for a friend of the pod. Taha, I'm going to go visit him for a couple of days.
So has he got you sorted with the locations of it, where to go and stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to do the Gong Show because that's like in the comedy lounge in front of a room in front of fucking 100 people, dude. Like,
because what's the club over there?
It's like Perth's Comic Lounge or whatever.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah. Apparently, it's a really fucking good club.
Oh yeah, and I got Fremantle Club Comedy that night as well, which is like apparently that's like get some big names as well. And this is the thing, I don't have to send him a clip. I don't have to be like I've been doing comedy for a long. I just say, hey, my Melbourne comic coming. Yeah, we'll get you on like that.
Well, that's the thing. Being a Melbourne comic, you get
I message fucking pages here. I go, hey, can I get a spot?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Don't hear anything. Then you start a room and then they're like, hey, you want to come do my room?
No.
I've messaged you 7 times.
Well, I hold grudges, all right? I hold grudges and, I think spite's the greatest motivator. That's what keeps me going.
I don't believe it. No way.
You don't think spite motivates me? Oh, no,
No,
you're
not at all.
sarcasm. Okay. Yeah, that was my tism. Didn't recognise that.
Are you autistic?
We all are, mate.
Nah, mate, I'm fucking healthy, bro.
Yeah?
Not really. I got something going on.
Hello, this bloke.
Haven't figured
What, you
it
think
out.
you're better than me?
I thought you were talking about someone walking out. I was like, "Ooh, I get very flighty when I'm hungover." But yeah, no, like it is one of those things. I think Melbourne has been heaps harder to like cement myself. Not that I'm even there yet, but like in Melbourne, it feels like a lot of people won't even really talk to you unless you're 6 months in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just don't think that, like, you just got to pay your dues. Like, it's just about respect and how long you've been doing it for, you know?
For sure.
And, you know, like...
And also what you got to offer them. Because here it's so, like, cutthroat. Whereas up in Queensland, at least, I found it, like, there were less comics. So you're not really, like, it doesn't feel as much of a competition. It's more of like, we're comedians.
Yeah.
There is elements of that. Like, people get booked for shows and you don't, and then you're like, what the fuck? But
Listen, how do you run a room if you're not in the state?
I've got probably 10 people that know how the room runs. I do all the booking, do all the marketing. I've got a stage, they know, I've got an email printed up. The venue knows me. It just runs itself, basically.
What do you mean? So how do you book the acts for the room if you're not there?
Sign-up sheet.
Yeah, okay.
So sign-up sheet, I do 2 months at a time, book spots, and I know everyone in the scene.
What if the newcomers start?
Yeah, they message me.
Yeah.
Or they'll talk
But you put them on the rooms?
Yeah.
But you don't know if they're like gonna...
I get a review every week from the MC, and then tomorrow night is the first one. Check it out if you're in Queensland, which no one realistically will be. I'm doing a showcase show where everyone gets 15s. So the best people of that 3 weeks, the top 4 get 15-minute spots.
That's pretty cool.
The showcase. So give them something to work towards.
It's not... Like, they don't even do 15s at the Comics Lounge or something, really. Like that.
But it's like, it's just an opportunity. No, I
that's
think
what I mean.
Comics
It's like
Lounge is 10.
there's just really not that many opportunities to do that long.
Well, that's the thing, and I wanted to create like an experience where you could practice longer form, and maybe do a bit of crowd work and your jokes, rather than like having to choose: am I crashing out tonight or am I doing material?
Yeah, okay.
Kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's working smoothly so far.
Yeah, look.
And the room's pretty solid, but
getting back to Spite, I have to interrupt you. I do recall some weeks ago Zach making a comment, and Zach, for those that may not know him, of course you wouldn't, because who the fuck is he?
He has been on the pod.
No, okay, so they might, but he's forgettable. He's very forgettable. Look, he said something about me. He doesn't like me being loud on stage, and that's because he's on the spectrum. He can't stand the fact that there's loud noises. Let me tell you something about him, right? I was driving him in a car to do a gig one time. We couldn't play music in the car.
What? That was too much for him?
It was overstimulating. Right? This guy, he's a young kid, right? He's trying to find his way, and I'm trying to help him. Right? I'm trying to help him navigate the world of being a social human being. And he's a hack. He's a hack, and it's hard. It's hard. What I'm doing is very noble, right?
Yeah. You're a good guy.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Look into the camera, I think, for this bit. So
listen. If you're listening at home, and you're seeing me in my face, I'm a good guy, but I have to put up with a lot of shit from these idiots. All right?
He's the saviour of the scene, actually.
Listen, a lot of people
Just like as I told Stephen K. Elmer, I'm the next big deal and you're the saviour of the scene.
I have a professional job. I'm not like some of these losers that come here and they do a gig every now and then or whatever, right? I have to my job is networking. I deal with people every day, all types of people,
how are you so spectacularly bad at it?
No, this is the thing. I put on a facade at work, right? I have to be really professional, presentable. What am I going to do when I clock off at 5? I'm not going to fucking keep that going. No, fuck that. I'm going to, let loose. That's what comedy is about, right? Being your authentic self. A lot of people on these pods, let me tell you as well, right? A lot of people on these pods, I've listened to someone, they're too scared to be themselves, right?
Well, that's the thing. It becomes an interview, but that's why I knew you'd be a perfect guest. That's why I cancelled on you 3 times. But that's all right.
No, he did do that, and let it be shown for the record that his bullshit I didn't believe it for a second. All right.
I was just hungover.
Yeah, I know. I knew it.
Also, Dan Brader today, I literally messaged him and I was like, yeah, I'm not coming to the pod. I'm way too hungover. And he was like, not even giving me an excuse? Come on.
Dan, you were supposed to do dance today.
Yeah, but I was like, am I going to go to Thornbury? I live in Camberwell.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Thornbury to then get an Uber back here straight away. Like, and it's going to cost me $200.
No. That's insane.
Because they're drinking.
Yeah.
Like, fucking...
But you don't, on a pod, you don't have to drink. You know
no,
that,
but Jordy and Josh were like, yeah, we'll get fucked up on the pod.
Yeah, okay.
And I think they all took edibles. I don't know. They do drugs. Not us, though.
I've never, and I would never. Because I'm an upstanding professional citizen.
Lies.
And I make too much money to ever admit that on recording.
Because people that make money hate drugs. It's, you know, money and drugs do not go together at all.
No, and that's why they're priced so high.
I actually...
Not that I would know.
No, not that you know. What's the going rate again? No, not that you'd know. I actually had a mate, though, speaking of that. He came and did my pod, and he works, and he mentioned them. He got pulled in for a review. They were like, we've seen your stand-up clips. We've seen that you mentioned us on a podcast. That's 2 strikes. We will fire you if you don't change your name on Instagram to something different for stand-up.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to... So I had to delete the podcast.
Dude, that's really...
upload it. But I get it. Like,
that's really lucky that they didn't just sack him on the spot.
Yeah, for him to get on and then start talking about dark comedy material as an employee. Like, I get it.
Yeah, it's my fear. And that's why my socials are still on private and stuff, because it's like, I don't want to get out there yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that I've come to recognise.
So do you not really post clips or anything?
No.
Interesting.
But it's one thing I've come to recognise at some point in my life, I'm going to make the decision, am I going to be like a serious comic that, you know, and sacrifice that corporate, you know, professionalism?
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, I was talking to a mate who works in corporate, and like, he's like, I hope you understand that you're never getting a job. Like, in corporate. Like, I got a master's in business. Yeah. That's not ever going to be used in, like, I'm not going to go work for KPMG.
You've got a master's in business?
Yes, sir. And a degree in finance.
They just give them out to everyone, huh? What school did you go to?
I'm a smart man. I went to Bond Uni in Gold Coast.
What? Bond?
Yeah.
Fucking, no, I've never heard of it. Never.
Great uni. You've never heard of Bond University?
This is before or after the 8 concussions you've had?
Fucking during.
During?
Yeah.
And they still...
Mate, I'm smart as fuck.
Don't go to Bond.
Bond is great.
This thing that we do is real ego death. You can't...
Oh, mate.
You can't...
Has it had any effects on your life outside of stand-up, you reckon?
Yes.
In what way? Explore that.
In a professional sense, I'm definitely better at public speaking or being in a speaking or wherever, it doesn't matter. Yeah. In a social sense, dude, I'm doing this... There's comedy on the street thing. You seen the festival?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this
What's it called
Friday.
again?
Hard Rubbish.
Yeah. Hard Rubbish, yeah.
I'm going to do that this Friday. Let me tell you, if you told me a year's time before I was going to go on the street and make an absolute clown of myself...
Yeah, you'd be having a panic attack.
Not a fucking chance. In a gajillion years. Yeah. Right? But because it's, you know, at this point, it's just like, what can't I do? Yeah. You know?
For sure. Well, I mean, that is the thing. Like, I found, because I was doing, like, I'd started stand-up, because I finished the Masters last year, and everyone would be freaking out about, like, groups stuff and being awkward in that kind of, like, forced environment where you're out of your comfort zone, or, like, doing a presentation. I was like, I get on stage and talk about my dick for 5 minutes every day, and then most of the time, people don't laugh. Like, Dude, talking about derivatives... It's fine. Whatever. I just need to read what the fuck is on the slide.
You don't know shit about derivatives, mate. Give me a break.
I know a little bit. I know a little bit about
Define derivatives for the
derivatives.
podcast.
Derivatives are fucking... So the securities like fucking put contracts, fucking swaps, options, stuff like that.
Do you have stock?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Obviously.
Why did you shake your head like, yeah, of course?
Mate, I went to...
Yeah? What do you got stock in? No, let's do a financial pod.
We're not going to talk about my finances.
I'm going to pull let's pull up portfolio. Let's go portfolio for portfolio right now.
Let's not do that. That's private.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm in the cotton shirt. What are you going to tell me, huh? Finances.
Man. Let's not. How about
that's how you get big man on your own pod right there. He's too scared to show his portfolio.
Dude, I don't want to talk. Money is private, brother. Money is private.
I don't understand this whole money is private thing.
What do you mean? You're going to show me
what's
your
the point of making money
account?
if I can't tell you how much better I am than you?
Because why? It's none of your business.
Well, of course it'd be none of your business if you were earning less. But I'm earning more, and so by right, I need to tell everybody how great I am.
I find talking about money uncouth. What are you, a fucking...
Oh, okay.
What are you, a fucking rapper?
Actually, you know what?
What are you, a rapper from fucking Detroit? Go get a gold chain and with a clock on it.
Talking about money being uncouth is growing up a rich person thing for those at home, right? I grew up rags to riches over here, right?
Rags to riches, you reckon?
My father was a Jim's mowing man, and my mum is an unemployed, mentally disabled artist, all right? So
quit
for
bragging.
me, right? Quit bragging, yeah? So for me, talking about money, I love to talk about it. I love to talk about where I've come from. But for those that are rich, you know,
so now you're saying you're trying to big dog me. You're trying to big man me. Like, I have so much more money than you. Now you flipped it.
No, I just want to be clear. Alex's parents, they told him, you know, because they had so much money. Oh, don't ever talk about money, Alex, because you know people will not like you for that.
I think that's a general social thing. You shouldn't ask to see it on bank account.
General social whatever, huh? Do you know you're going to die? Do you know you're going to die?
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah, you know you're going to die.
Pretty
so
soon.
Who gives a fuck?
Pretty soon. Yeah. If this fucking month keeps going for any fucking longer.
Yeah. I'm a nihilist, all right? It just happens to be my last name, so it makes perfect sense. But if nihilism is the thought or the concept that nothing we do or anything we ever do is ever going to matter, right? And it doesn't matter. Nothing we do is matter. So what am I going to do here? Like pretend don't do the taboo of talking about money, or don't say that thing was awkward or tension, or don't bring out on stage, don't flip the cunt's hat on stage.
Get your cock out on stage, then you fucking loser.
Well, I'm a practical nihilist, right?
You don't even want to talk about where you work. Exactly. I can tag them at fucking...
Bleep this,
Coles Australia.
Jamie, bleep this.
Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
Edit this out, Jamie.
Jamie, pull up the word uncouth. Where'd that come from?
Spell uncouth right now.
UNCOUTH.
We got a clever.
Yeah, I'm fucking smart, dude. I just play the drunk fool.
Do you feel your concussions?
No. What do you mean? I got knocked out a whole bunch, but
do you I don't know. I mean,
I felt different after the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different how? Because, you know, they say that kind of repeated damage.
Yeah, but it's
like Antonio Brown.
My memory is worse after the last one permanently. Yeah. For sure. Like, I fucking forget shit all the time.
Are you sure that's not the drinking?
No, but that's what I mean. So when I drink, the first thing to go will be my memory of anything. Like, and everyone's like, you're being nice and fine and just fucking having banter. I don't remember a lick of it.
Well, that's beautiful, because what I'm going to do now with that information is treat you like shit. Because you're not going to remember it.
You ever treated me nicely? Is that what this is?
I've never treated anyone nicely.
Maybe you are autistic. I don't know.
Well, if I am
podcasting gold,
the highest functioning autistic guy you've ever had.
I mean, you just bragged about how fucking high functioning you are, brother.
Listen,
do you drink your beer? I'm gonna fucking. Are we in the comedy festival or in the fucking?
Listen, I got a story for those at home, right? I haven't done this on stage yet. I've been thinking about it. Right?
Also, but just before you say that, because I've got this thought. Have you done a joke about being nigh and nihilism? That's got to be.
No, because I don't know. How do you make that funny? I don't know, I'm not there yet.
There's a lot. There's something there though, I think.
I've tried to do like philosophical jokes in the past, and it's like, you know, the people that go into open mics are fucking idiots. Okay, it's lost on them. My genius is lost on them. All right, to be clear. So what am I going to do? Bring up knowledge? No, and then I have to explain it. It becomes a TED talk.
Well, who had the fucking joke about Nietzsche? It's Andrew Forsyth. Has that joke about Nietzsche, and I think.
I have heard that.
I think it's funny, but I think the whole crowd all the time is just like, "What are you talking about?"
One of my favourite jokes is Henry does this, and I've told him this before. He does a joke. He's like, I used to get touched by my Uncle Midas, and now my dick's gold. So, but nobody knows the fable of Midas.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such a brilliant joke.
People like, you're talking about the tyre company? Like, what
So, I don't know. You got to dumb down a lot of stuff. But
yeah. So anyway, what you're saying is you're too smart. On podcast, you're saying you're too smart for comedy audiences.
Too smart. Too good looking. People always say, coming up to me, telling me, you have no right doing comedy, all right? Listen, let me tell you. I've been a fan of comedy since I was 12 years old. And my origin story is unlike any others how I got interested in comedy. A lot of people don't know this. In GTA 4, Grand Theft Auto 4, you could go and watch stand-up comedy. You could watch stand-up comedy in Grand Theft Auto 4.
I didn't know that.
And I was like 10 or 11 years old. And
After you wanked to the strip club.
well, that's what I was going to say to you. While all my mates are going to the strip club and having a wank, I was going and watching Ricky Gervais in GTA 4 do a 10-minute set.
I think that could be the most autistic thing you've ever said in your entire fucking life. To be honest with you, I think that tick the box. Spectrum, fucking over here, brother. Like, I'm going to watch art. And they've thought
a lot of people so it's like 12 or 11 years old too. It's not like I was like a grown man.
You're just like, no, I need to go and
I don't
watch
even know what they're going to play.
and people are like, let's go to the strip club. Like, when you get your mates over and you used to do those like death for death runs on GTA. People start shooting coffee. Like, I'm going to watch this set. He's got a hot 10. Watch it.
Nico Bellic's in there, like, just as bullshit.
The game starts prompting you, like, hey, you can go do other things. Like,
press X to heckle.
Yeah. Hopefully it's in GTA 6.
Dude, no, you know what I was thinking about today, though, actually, was like GTA 6. We're so progressive now. Tell me right now we're not going to have a gay strip club in GTA 6.
100%. 100%.
100%.
No doubt about it. And then, because the main character's female, I think.
There's male and female. You switch between the two.
Yeah, because is it two?
Yeah, it's two. So obviously they're going to have...
Well, they're both going to be gay, or like... Is there going to be...
No, it'll be like a Bonnie and Clyde
Is there going to be a transition option for either of them?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, then you could already.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Because Rockstar's in the business of making money, and that's a volatile decision.
And I also think they know that GTA players probably aren't going to like... Well, maybe I'm stereotyping.
They're not gonna strap a dick on a fair lady.
I think
that would be the first thing
I think GTA is right. That is true. I realised with my GTA Online character, I made this chick with like the cursedest face and like face tattoos. You can't change it unless you delete.
So you want to like?
No, but I made it because I thought it was funny, but I didn't realise it locked in.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like there's those that make a hot female character for their games because it's like
that's weird. I feel like that's fucking. That's incel.
I've done it.
Incel, exactly.
No, it's just because I love women.
No, but you are an incel.
No, I want to look at them and see them and pretend.
I was about to say something really mean. Do you also go out in drag a lot, or I would pay to see you do a drag show?
Listen, ever since Cat Williams had that speech about
you think
Kevin Hart and those guys.
You're who's the Hollywood media?
Never. Let that be on the record, all right? You can hold that to account.
An insert clip, like I'm going to re-edit this in 10 years, and it's just you doing.
Next 5 minutes, I'll go to the bathroom right now.
But you were talking. What were you talking about?
Ooh. So yes, that's where I learned. But the story I was going to say about the autism, right, is when I was around 10, I want to say, I had a lot of anxiety, like heaps, and so my mum would take me to the doctors trying to help, and I'd see a therapist or whatever. Yep. And I remember one time.
That's sick. Your mum did that, by the way. That's fucking.
Well, my mum was always been very mental health savvy because she's got bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder, all the fucking range of everything. So she was always acutely aware as us kids. But I went to the doctor, and I remember one time vividly, I was in there being like, I've got anxiety and I was stressed out, and my mum was talking on my behalf, and the doctor was sitting across from us, and she goes, let me just make a call. She calls the autism hotline.
Man, whilst I'm sitting crazy. Okay? Like, we've got another fucking kid in here.
Yeah. She goes, can you just answer a few questions? And I'm like, hang on a second. I don't have this. I'm not one of those.
I'm not taking the test. By the way, you've got 337 tiles on the roof. Good night.
I would never be one of those people. Right? Yeah. And so she's sitting there, and you can imagine me, right? Like I'm like this, just like
freaking out.
I'm like gonna explode.
Also, someone has anxiety. Like calling the autism hotline. Yeah. How not to stop someone from having a fucking panic attack? Like,
well, my mum's sitting there and she's like, "Oh, this is going well." Meanwhile, I'm here. I storm out of the room.
You rage.
I rage quit. I rage quit a doctor's appointment.
You quit a doctor's appointment. You are the crash out kid.
Yeah, from a young age, man. Young age. I've run out of the, and I go stand by the car because, of course, it's not locked. And my mum comes out 15 minutes later, so they've had a whole appointment without me.
And she's like, definitely.
And she said, "What is all that about?" She said, I'm like, I am not. Like, I've come in here for stress, and I'm not how dare you to this doctor. Even at a young age, I was like, how dare you, And so let it be clear on the record that doctor was wrong, and I am not autistic.
I got tested as well, brother. Don't worry. Yeah, no. I got expelled from 3-year-old kinder. Fucking, it was nice.
Wait, hold on, 3-year-old kinder?
Yeah.
You're going to kinder at 3 years?
Yeah, it's 3-year-old, 4-year-old kinder, is it?
I thought it was 4.
No, it's 3-year-old kinder, 4-year-old kinder, then prep when you're 5.
2 years of kinder? I've
100%.
never heard of that.
That
one.
is 100%.
No, I'm sure that's not a thing.
I'm fucking showing
Jamie,
you. Jamie,
pull this up.
Jamie, you go and look that up, Jamie. Who the fuck is that? 3-year-old kinder. In Victoria, 3-year-old children are expected to go to kindergarten.
No way. Show me that right now.
Or there are offerings of kinder. 2 years of government-funded kindergarten before their child starts school.
This is what annoys me.
That's
right?
what's wrong with you. That's what's wrong with you. You didn't go to year 3 kinder.
Let me talk to the camera a second. Whenever you ask someone to fucking Google something and they give you the answer, they always change the words of the answer.
Yeah, well,
always.
Have you never heard of a paraphrase before?
I go, yeah, no, you 2 years of kinder. And I go, show me it. And you go, oh, it says offer. Why don't you just read it out as it said?
Victoria is the first state to offer 2 years, so it's an offer. All right.
Yeah, no. Well, they offer it to the special ones, huh?
Yeah, well, I got expelled.
How do you get expelled from kinder? Let's talk about
that. So you had to change placemats, like, you know, from where people were sitting, and then one kid did it each week. And I put glue on all the seats of the kids that I didn't like, and they sat down and got glued to their chairs.
You get expelled for that?
Well, they were like, you can't come back. I got kicked out for a week. And they were like,
harsh.
They were like, we think he's autistic. And then he's like, he's just bored.
Why didn't any of the teachers go, we think he's funny?
Well, that's the thing. And then
that's pretty funny.
Apparently the child psychologist was like, he's just bored fucking around. Like, he was just having a fun time.
He's just, you know.
he's born to be a comedian.
He's a special little guy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, I actually...
Funnily enough, that's what you call your penis. Anyway, we're going to keep going.
Jamie, edit that out.
Jamie, cut that. You drink it, I'm fucking thirsty, man.
Well, all right, finish this beer and then grab another. But I was going to say, I went to a...
special school.
Oh, God, I'm going to regret putting this on live air. Okay. But when I was 3 or 4, like I was still in America at this point, because I don't know, and I was going to a development school for young underage or whatever. Yeah. So I was 3 or 4, and I remember vividly, that we were lined up, the kids, right, outside the door, and they told us to sit down and cross our legs, and I couldn't figure out how to cross my legs.
You're like, hold on a minute. You're like, no, that wasn't it. You're like, wait. No,
and I got really frustrated, like angry, and they were like, "What's wrong? Just do it." Just like, all the other kids are doing it, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't. But I'm
like, this is
the record.
He's like, how dare you tell me?
For the record, I am not autistic.
You got something that might not be autistic. I'm just imagining you crashing out, being like, listen, legs are made to be straight, first of all. Like,
my legs would never be anything but straight.
Crossed legs? What are we doing?
Queer legs?
This is a woke liberal fucking media legs? This is nuts.
Alright, I'll go grab us a beer. Dude, the fucking... The Gong Show is brutal, man. They put up a plate. The Gong Show, they put up a plate, and not only does they have to put up a plate, but it says "fuck you" on the plate.
Yeah, it says this sucks or your shit.
Or next, it's hard.
I really like the rooms, the shows that they're running there. They're getting good punters in pretty much every time.
Yeah, I did the date show there.
I just booked it for Saturday.
Oh yeah.
How is it?
Well, mine was pretty rough. It was the first time they've ever said they couldn't get a single lady.
You were on.
Yeah, no, yeah, Huh?
They're laughing at home, man.
No, they better be. Somebody's got it.
I'm putting my funnies on. This is too intimate.
But no, I've got it again tomorrow, actually.
Sick.
No.
Do you reckon anyone ever gets a date out of it?
I've heard, yeah. I've heard.
Imagine if you met your fucking wife.
Well, this is the thing.
From performing at a fucking comedy date show.
I was going there thinking.
So, but what is it? So I don't understand what I'm meant to do. Am I meant to write?
No.
Or is it just like in the moment you try and say funny things?
Riff, and my advice is sit, because they have 4 comics, right? Sit in the middle 2, because the end ones have the mic and they ask a question, you got to be like, come up with it like that. But if you sit in the middle, then it gives you some thinky time while the other one goes next.
Gotcha, okay.
So, but yeah.
But I feel like with those kind of shows, you want to be almost stream of consciousness a little bit. But
well, you want to be funny.
Exactly, so stream of consciousness.
No,
my consciousness
because you don't know what you're going to say in a stream of consciousness. You might lose the crowd entirely.
I'll just limitless out. I'll just like.
You're going to
perfect line.
You do drugs before.
Probably. Look at me now. It's fucking Wednesday.
That'll be a fun show.
What, the drug show? Well, then, have you seen Naked Comedy?
Oh, is
There's a troupe that runs it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And this girl I know, Gemma, she went to Adelaide and did it, and you just fully get naked and just do stand-up. I would love to do that. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Nobody would think it would be funny if I did it. Everybody would be really jealous and quite rude, I think, and nasty.
You fucking bragging about your rig and fucking...
I never said anything of the sort.
Yeah, the inference there is you're like, I'm too good looking.
Spell inference. Spell inference right now.
INFERENC. ENCE rather.
Oh, you nearly stumbled there.
Well, I got home at 2 a.m. and I'm tired.
Oh yeah? When you woke up at 12, give me a break.
Nah, dude, this is the thing about me, man. No matter what time I go to bed, I always wake up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
And then what did you text me? I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, but I didn't. I fucking had a wank and then sat and watched fucking... what was I watching today? Fuck, I actually can't remember. Holes in my brain. Concussions. Fuck, I can't remember.
Jamie edited this out.
Jamie edited it out. Anyway, I was watching Entourage.
Okay.
Entourage, good comfort show. Yes,
I've never watched it. Everybody always says watch Entourage.
No, you haven't watched Entourage? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just don't have enough respect for Mark Wahlberg to support the show.
Really?
I was talking about this.
I wouldn't say you'd be a staunch Mark Wahlberg supporter.
No, I was talking about this on Jared Kane's pod actually. Let's not rehash things, you know. Oh, if you want to go...
But you think you're that big, people are like, oh, I've already heard him tell this story.
No, maybe not now, but in 5 years' time, they'll go, oh, well, yeah, let's go listen back to some other...
Particularly when I have
that one.
When I have the podcasting empire that Joe Rogan has, and I'm getting the $200 million Spotify deals, they'll be like, this guy's a hack. He's rehashing old stories.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you would be a hack if you were copying Rogan as well.
How is that a hack? How is that hack?
I think everything can be hack.
I think you're being a hack by calling everything hack. We're in a hack loop. We're just like...
Hack is...
you're a hack.
Hack is the most beautiful insult you can give...
To a comic, absolutely,
to anyone,
yeah.
Because it's... How do you defend it? You can't possibly defend hack.
Like, nah. Like, fucking, yeah, you're right.
It's not rude enough or mean enough to be like, oh, that's offensive. So you can just say it about anything. So I just say
in road rages, you go, you're a fucking hack. What? Fucking hack. You see that?
I sometimes
Turning without
parallel
indicating,
park.
that's fucking hack.
I start for parallel park. I go, oh, fuck, I'm a hack.
That is so. Which was also an insult in Call of Duty, but like for a different reason.
True.
Like you fucking hack.
Wow. Hackception. It's come full circle.
Yeah, but I mean, look, we're fucking. How good's that?
Yeah, right.
This podcast has been the most nonsense shit.
That's how a podcast should be, though, you know?
For sure. Well, that's the thing. It's hard sometimes with people that aren't comfortable.
That's what I was saying to you before. And
I don't know, but I completely agree.
Super loop this back, Jamie. But, I was talking about this before, and we were saying how, like, everybody's too scared to be authentic self. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Let's be really clear for those at home. I've got the most to lose. Right? And if anybody that's ever done this, got the most to lose.
Alex.
Sully.
Pleasure to meet you, Sully. Too easy. Come sit. We're just shooting a pod.
Yeah.
We'll be finishing 5:10.
Sorry, mate.
Featuring Sally Jones, very funny comedian from Scotland. We'll be finishing 5 minutes. Yeah, that's Jake.
Yeah.
Jake Sully. He's also a
make
comedian.
friends, huh? But I was saying, I've got the most to lose. Okay.
Okay, cute.
Cute.
You got to make your money work for you, brother.
You do that.
You're in a high.
Give me that fucking tone again on this pod, cunt. There won't be a next one, huh?
Go on then. Give me a kiss. Come on. Do it. What's another concussion to a guy like me? Nothing.
Oh. But you know what? Like, and then I say this with comics as well. They're like, if you're on stage, what are you doing? You're wasting everyone's time.
Have you always been that kind of like super confident bloke though?
No.
So that's a learned thing.
Listen, for the first 24 years of my life, I thought I was an ugly loser because I had a circle of people. I had a circle of people like that would shit on me forever. Like it was a banter, a beef, and that was my only voices in my head.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. It's like that becomes your own self-talk.
It was only until I started comedy, and I literally was in the first few sets did some joke about like, oh, I was an ugly kid and forever.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, I'll come on stage, they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, that's been my reality. Like, that's my authentic reality. They're like, that's not funny because everybody's looking at you and going, fucking, that's...
You're a good-looking dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
So I've had to shift my entire fucking thinking over the past 12 or so months.
Shift it back. Shift it back. I don't like
No,
this.
let's be really clear.
I don't like this. I don't like it. It's fucking bullshit.
I wanna be
You're going
clear,
around
no matter
all
how-
confident and fucking
I
arrogant.
hate myself more than you could possibly imagine. Mine's a constant warfare in my fucking head.
Mate, absolutely. That's why you're a
Be
comedian.
alive.
That's why you're a comedian.
Yeah. No,
Like as you said, like we are all a bit fucked up. I think you have to be. Like it's so funny. I had some mates from school come to this show, Comedy Riff Raff at the Kilburn on Wednesday nights at 7:30. And they came, they're like, dude, you're so brave. Like, I can't believe you do that. I could never do that. It's so brave. It's like, it's just lack of self-respect, really. Like, you get to a point where you're like, I don't care.
Well,
like, whatever.
Yeah, that's... Dude,
And you get desensitized to it. Like, bombing on stage now is like, it sucks, don't get me wrong, but you're like... Oh,
I started because I was like a serial dater. Like, I would just use that as a hobby.
I'm glad you said data. I was thinking of cereal or something else. Anyway, go on.
And I was like, it got to a point where I broke up with my ex and I broke up, and I was like miserable for like a month or two because I didn't have anything
You're not
to
doing
do.
anything, yeah.
And I was always wanted to do comedy, and I was like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being fucking miserable.
Yeah.
You know? So I had 6 long necks, and I went down to Lost for Words, and I did a
Was
fucking
Lost your
set.
first gig?
Yeah.
No shit. Because I was trying to remember when we met. It would probably be...
I think it was Lala. I remember meeting you at Lala one time.
for sure.
Yeah.
When we told secrets that we weren't supposed to.
How much longer we got? We can do another hour on that fucking story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could be a big story, I reckon, for sure.
God.
But oh mate, they're here for you. They heard what you're saying on the pod, and you're done.
Huh? Oh, the cops.
Yeah.
Dude, last night I was driving home, right, after I picked up the car.
I'm not going to say anything, but yes.
I picked up the car, and we would have had a few beers, right?
Did the guy question you? He's like, "Are you fucking drunk?"
No. I was so quiet. I was just trying to keep it cool, like without crashing out because they'd taken my car.
And you're like, "So I would like to have my car back, please."
Yeah.
Is that okay?
And then they make you wait in this little fucking hallway, and like I was like, there's a beep or a sensor if you're walking by. I was just going back and forth. I was like, fuck these people, man. I was like, fuck these guys. Anyway, I had a few beers, and I was on the phone to Ha video call, and the siren, like the blue and red lights go up behind my car. I said, this would be how I die.
Yeah.
I'm not getting, after the night like last night, straight into a fucking pole.
I've never seen you that mad in my entire life. And I was pushing your buttons, but that crash out in the car was all time. I think we both scared our friend Josh.
Josh was terrified.
He was like, what the fuck, these 2 big men are yelling.
Yeah, no, the world's scary if you're that small.
Well, that's true. He didn't know whether to be scared or turned on. That's very much his vibe. But did I be a dick to him last night? Do not say something like that on the pod. I'm back, I reckon. I'm feeling good again.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
alcoholism is a beautiful thing, huh?
It's the festival. It doesn't count.
Yeah, a month after the next few weeks.
I'm taking a month. Well, I did a month at the start of the year. Did dry January. And then, dry Feb rather. It's the shortest month. Smart. I want to do 3 months off this year. Is like just to keep the health in check, because comedy, it's hard, man. Like, do you drink it every? I try not to drink.
I've never gone a month without drinking since I've been 18.
Really? I go at least a month every year, just to make sure that you can do it.
I tried it for a bit. It was the most boring 3.5 weeks.
You've got way too much time. Like, you don't realise how much time you have if you're not hungover or going out drinking.
It's not even about hungover. It's just like, it's just not. I mean, God forbid some of the viewers, right? Your head, silence. You get some silence in your brains, I imagine, right? I haven't had silence in my brain since I was fucking 1. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I've tried to think about this. Like, when did I get anxious, and like when did I start to be a wig cunt? And I always try and is it the drugs I did when I was 18 and 19? Or was I always going to be an anxious person?
It was probably after the concussions, I think.
Could be also that I've been banged on the head a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had her in the lineup. Hey Cody, how you doing? We're recording, but yeah.
We're probably in a
I said to you the other night that you should come down. I'm sorry, I completely forgot that conversation.
Yeah.
When do you need to be up? Do you have another show?
I don't think I'm gonna have to.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm cool to stick around.
Yeah, too easy.
Yeah, I was because I saw like the promo and I was like, I haven't got a message. I haven't
I'm sorry.
I had to go look at the pre. I was like, no, I definitely said I was. I'm just gonna rock up and we'll see what.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, no, we can slot you in for sure. Absolutely. I'll put you like middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that works.
perfect.
Yeah,
Easy.
works good.
Yeah, too easy. All right, sounds good. Do you know Jake? Jake, the guy on the left.
No, I don't.
This is Jake. This is Courtney. She's very funny. Sully.
All right.
We're gonna fucking end the
We should wrap it
Let's
up,
just wrap it up because we got a show to do. Thank you for listening to the Manly Stories podcast. Do you have anything you want to plug?
You come down to Vineyard, my show on Wednesdays. It's a curated lineup of Melbourne's best and brightest, and it's my show.
And it's Jet's show, no one else's.
Yeah, no.
No, but thank you for coming, man. That was
No worries,
fucking
that
fun
was
convo.
good. Yeah.
Till next time. See you later.